Well, hello. Yeah, it's me, and I have my YouTube channel, as you know, but I haven't done a lot of posting or anything recently. Uh, Never really feel like I have much to say. I don't get a lot of viewers of my YouTube yet, but I just felt like I wanted to put something out there, and if it gets heard, it gets heard, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. I want to give you my feelings on gun control, and I know that's a hot topic and probably shouldn't be even talked about. But I used to love to hunt. I don't get to do that anymore, but I loved hunting. I enjoy guns. Never once had the thought to shoot somebody or kill somebody, except for a couple of squirrels and some rabbits. And I believe that everyone does have a right to keep and own guns. And I don't know why the discussion keeps coming up, because the true words are, if guns are outlawed, only outlaws will have guns. I mean, that is a cold, hard fact. Criminals do not obey the law. So criminals will always, and I mean always, find ways to get guns or get something to do their damage. As far as these terrorists or crazy people, you're not going to be able to completely get rid of them in the world, and you're not going to be able to stop them from getting weapons. So let the American people have the choice to have a gun or not have a gun, to have the ability to be able to defend themselves if they want. Because people, I am telling you now, and I don't know why people do not understand this, if the government can ever get to where they can outlaw guns completely, which I don't believe this country would allow. I believe it ended up being in a civil war had they did something like that. But if the government could take away your guns, the government will have 100% full control of you. Whatever they tell you to do, you're going to have to do, because you can't defend yourself. Our founding fathers knew this. That's why our founding fathers gave us the right to keep and bear arms. They said in many of their writings that we should be able to defend ourselves against a corrupt government. Even when I think back to the Civil War, you know, that was a wrong war from the Union side, and I'm born, raised Yankee. But that was the wrong thing from the Union side, because every state had the right to secede if they wanted to. And yet the government decides to go to war with them as if they're an enemy that's trying to destroy them or something like this. This country, had it even been split, if the North would have been its own country and the South would have been its own country, I guarantee, as far as fighting against the enemies of this country, both of the sides would have come together. That's just the way this country is. There were just two different ideas. Now, I'm not going to come up with whether I agree or disagree with any of the ideals, because a lot of the things that were going on I didn't agree with, but they weren't really the main reason for the Civil War. Slavery, I think that's the worst thing we can do to people. Yet, in many ways, we're all enslaved by our government anyhow. But the type of slavery that was going on back in the day was horrible. Racism, horrible. I don't know how we ever could look at another man and say, this man is less of a man than that man, or this woman's less of a woman than that woman, just because of a skin color. It's ridiculous. People are people. We're all people. And it's time, it really is time that this country matures and realizes that, and quits bringing up all the race issues and everything else. We have got to learn to come together and fight for what's right, and forget about all these little petty details. In fact, I think our government loves when we're set our mind on the small little things so they can go do all their big things that we never see them do. But I'm not going to go into this really long. This is already almost a 5-minute video. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about gun control, and I wanted to kind of set my opinion out there on racism and stuff like that. One last point. As far as the gay and lesbian movement, I personally believe that it is something that is wrong in the eyes of God. I believe that. And because I believe that, I live my life in what I believe is the way God wants me to live it. However, the people who choose that lifestyle are still people. They have the right to choose whatever they want. And it doesn't interfere with me unless I see, open displays of affection, and sometimes even with, straight couples. I've seen open displays of affection that I'm like, oh my God, really? Get a room. So some of the things should be left, to the privacy of their own homes or whatever. But as far as having any right to stop them from doing anything, I would say no, we have no such right. When it does come to marrying, I will say that from a biblical standpoint, they cannot be married. Biblically, it's a man and a woman. Now, that said, if outside the church, if they want to have a marriage ceremony, if they want to get married with like a justice of the peace or something else, that's their right, because they're people. They still have human rights. So let's get over all this stuff and let's start fighting for the good of the people, for the good of the country, and quit bickering for little piddly stuff. I hope I didn't offend anybody. I hope you all have a blessed day. And I really hope this video gets out. I'd like to see some comments back, as long as they're friendly and decent. They don't have to agree with me, but I don't want any type of wordy battle going back and forth and stuff like that. But I always love conversation. Have a good day. Art Clemmy saying so long, and I hope to talk to y'all soon.